So Moco relaunched just a few days ago, and I've been actively playing through every single available opportunity inside of the game. When there's something to do, we do it. And I want to give you guys my honest breakdown of this new version of Moco. Is it what Moco needs for long-term success, or are we looking at more of the same from the previous version? I've been actively playing, and I know about everything that the game has to offer. I also was over at Supercell HQ back in, I believe, November, and got to test this out in its early stages and give a lot of feedback. So a lot of the things that myself and a handful of other creators were recommending and suggesting for the game are actually here. So first of all, thank you, Supercell, for listening. I'm gonna go through each element of the game and tell you my thoughts on that element because, well, they're all new. And as you can see right here, we are inside of the new apartment. I love this. Even though it's not anything crazy, it's a new social element and it leads you to believe like you're in an environment with a lot of other players, because we actually are. I just think this is a better feature than the apartment that felt like a very solo experience. Here, it's very evident that you're here when playing with a community of players. There's even a chat that you guys could all chat with together if you're feeling in the mood, but it's a nice social touch. Not game-changing, but definitely an improvement. Let's dive into the portal and take a look at the activities we have. I actually really like how this is broken down. Essentially, every single day, there's gonna be 3 different expeditions. There's gonna be a 4th activity, which is actually today an expedition. And then you're gonna have your elite contracts and your dojos. Let me break down each of these and let you know my thoughts on them, whether I like them or if I don't. So starting with the 3 expeditions, these are reset every day. Let me give you a little bit more context here. An expedition will launch into the game like this toxic forest one with a 3-day timer. Once 3 days are up, that one will be removed and replaced with another. So as you can see, Slasher Siege has its final day on the timer. I've completed all of the activities to do inside of Slasher Siege. Once that's gone, there's going to be another new one with a 3-day timer, and Overgrown Ruins will have 1 day left. So essentially, once an expedition launches in the game, it typically has 21, 22 different tasks to do inside of the expedition itself. Then you're gonna have 3 days to complete all of them. Big time people that want to keep that grind up are gonna do it all on that first day, as we did with the Toxic Forest today when it launched. I actually really like this. It's giving you a feeling of refreshment every single day. You know that in the following day, there's gonna be a bunch more tasks for you to do. You jump in nice and early, the world is nice and active because everyone wants to get that grind on, and then you feel like, okay, I completed it. I don't have to go back to that zone if I don't want to, but of course I can if I want to get some additional grind on. Now, we do still have events that'll pop up in these zones, which will be like better chances of megas dropping or more experience, or it's not even called experience anymore, but I think that's another nice draw bringing us into the zones. I like the way that this is working. It's giving you a very distinct thing that you need to do and not spreading you out all over the place. So every single day, I know I'm getting a new expedition that's gonna have all those tasks that I have to get done, and I feel good about that. But also every single day, you're getting another new activity. In this case, it's another expedition. Here, it's Chicken Run. You have to go and collect all the chickens. This is also very cool, and it could even swap in PvP type experiences where you're playing against other players. We just had one that was a race that was in the game just yesterday, and it was cool. The problem that I have with this is they are very quick. I finished the chicken run in about 5 or 6 minutes, and then it was done, and that was the whole activity for the day. I feel like it could be a little bit more, or maybe a second one drop, because really, you got the new zone, or I should say the new expedition, you got the new activity, and then that's it for the new stuff on a daily basis. Now, something that I do really like is that I could play any of the expeditions, and it's relevant for me. In previous versions of Moco, you would be playing and you would play only the zones that were around the difficulty that you were at. And all of the older zones weren't worth your time because you wouldn't get any reward for being there. But now with the power being removed from the game, I think that it is really nice because everything that's here inside of the portal is relevant for you to play. There's not a list of zones that are just worthless for you. So I think it's a really nice touch. The only thing though, transparently, honestly, is I wish there was a little bit more. As you can see right now on the overgrown ruins, an example of what I just mentioned, an overcharge alert is going on for the next 5 minutes. This means there's going to be a lot more people diving into that zone because there's better chances of an overcharged boss dropping inside of the zone during that time, which is actually quite nice. Now, one gripe that I have, there's a few things that I don't like, and one of them is when you're running around and you're on your mount running through any zone, if you use any of your healing abilities, it knocks you off of your mount. You have to take a second or two and then you can mount up again for speed. I really feel that you should be able to use any of your healing abilities while mounted without getting knocked off, just to keep the movement going and to keep the game flowing. So we've talked about the 3 expeditions, your 1 daily activity, which rotates into something different every single time. Now we also have our elite contracts, and these are going to be going on for, you know, the amount of time that they're here. It says right here, closes in 4 days, 16 hours. These are different rifts and activities that you can go through with a team to try and take down the bosses. The more stars that you accumulate as you go, the more points that you get. It also is going to end up giving you these elite hunter path tokens as well, so you can progress your elite hunter path. You can get cosmetic badges, you can get elite merch tokens that you can then use to purchase things in the shop. I really like this. It's a cool credibility thing. It's actually going to make you want to do more of the elite contracts because there is reward. And then you can even take your badges over here and you could place them into your profile, which is actually quite nice because you can show off all of your things. While we're here, speaking of this, I really do like it. This is a nice way. It's like a trophy room. Someone can inspect you. They can see what banner you're using, what you look like, what your title is that you're wearing, your favorite badges, and even some of your stats. So right now, weapons collected 5, monsters hunted almost 18,000. I'm a member since 3/2025. It shows you when you started. That was literally when it initially launched, and that's something that I'm always gonna have. You can also change out your gestures and use any ones that you want to. I like to use my little flip gesture because I think it looks cool, but this is a nice way to be able to utilize the emotes and things, not only inside of gameplay, but also in your little trophy room. This is good. Overall, I think the rifts are done well, and yes, guys, they do have leaderboards for all of you that really do like this feature. I personally don't care about leaderboards, but I know many of you do, so it's a nice touch that's been added. Supercell listened because I know many of you wanted those leaderboards. And lastly, we have the dojos. These are the solo experience where you can do different things with different weapons. This is cool. They get increasingly more difficult as you go. I haven't even tried to do any of the expert ones yet, but it is going to help you learn to use the weapons. They're only available when that weapon is unlocked. I would like to see these dojos be expanded as time goes on, so it's not just weapon specific, but maybe other single player experiences that we can do inside of here, because there's more rewards that you can get for doing it, and it's another little quest you can go on for yourself. I like it, and I believe it will be expanded on over time. For right now, though, I think it's fine. So really, as far as gameplay goes, that's what we have right now. I feel like it's a little bit lacking. I'd like a little bit more, but let me explain. I don't think it should be another expedition. I think the rotation of 1 expedition per day is actually quite nice, and it's not overwhelming. I think that as a player and as an average player, people are not going to want to go in and have so many things to do that they feel overwhelmed. I think this is a nice touch. The rotating activity expedition, I feel like there could be a little bit more to do inside of there rather than just 5 minutes of gameplay. Maybe make it 10 or 15 minutes of gameplay available. I think that would be fun. The elite contracts, these are cool. I like that they're rotating every week or so, going to give you new things that you can do to progress your character as well as to give yourself new challenges. And as I said, dojos, I'm actually not the biggest fan of dojos, so I'm fine with where they are right now. Notice these aren't rotating for about 30 days. They're basically on a month rotation. They're fine. I know some people are big into dojos, and I'll continuously challenge myself to 3-star all of them along the way as the month goes on. But for me, I'm kind of happy where they are right now. Now, regarding open world, we get overcharged, we get megas that drop. These are the big moments. We have call out chats inside of the game when a mega is dropping that everyone's gonna go try and take it down because the reward is pretty good. I want to see something even bigger. I want to see a world boss that drops Call it whatever you want to call it, but it's a battle that will take many players, and it'll take like 5 minutes to take down this boss. I'm talking about the ultra mega boss, the whimsical boss. I don't care what it's called, but something that just takes forever to take down, that you cannot solo, something that would take a big mob of players to all dive into. And I want it to take a lot of time. I want it to take 5+ minutes to take down, because that gives enough players enough time to get there, to see the call outs, to get into the zone, to take down that big boss with an explosion, a volcanic eruption of prizes, of rewards for this dropping. Now, this boss that I'm talking about, it should only potentially spawn 2-3 times per day. This is not something that regularly happens. It's something that should be very uncommon. So when you do get to be a part of it, it's a special moment. And it's a moment that's gonna keep players inside of the game, because they're gonna be waiting for that to actually happen. And I say callouts, but maybe even there's an alert that pops up on the top of the screen. Volcanic boss alert, right up on the top. And that means everyone could click on that and go fight this world boss so that they don't miss it. I think this would be a great feature and a really special moment for all players that are able to be a participant in that. And the really cool thing now is, since if you're a level 1 or if you're a level 63, you can all take it on together, because now your progression doesn't equal power. So I really like this idea, Supercell. So let's talk about the weapons. I like some and I don't like some, but the system itself, I really do like. Obviously, we know we start out the game with the speed shot and the headbanger. You got your ranged weapon, which actually, as of right now, the speed shot is my favorite, and the headbanger, which if you like to smash stuff, that's what you're gonna use. Then you're going to utilize the progression system to open up the Techno Fist, the Vibe Shifter, and the Lava Shield. I'm currently working on the Lava Shield. I love how this is set up. I chose my Techno Fist first, then I went with the Vibe Shifter, now I'm going with the Lava Shield, and the mechanic, the whole process of unlock is very good. I like that we can choose one path, complete the path, and if it's a paid path, you could pay for it if you want to, which only is gonna give you cosmetic rewards, right? You're only gonna be able to get the cosmetics if you pay. You can get all the other rewards along the way that are purple in color. Anything golden is something that would be part of the paid path. That's up to you. I purchased them, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And I just like how this system works. We get to choose what weapon we're going for first, and it's really cool. Now you'll notice along the way we have these things. Season perk rewards. This is the gacha mechanic, and you know what? I kinda like it. I kinda like that there's another way to get weapons. Now, I'm a level 48 right now, and I have yet to unlock the Venom Bow. And there's players that have been playing longer than me, up to level 60, that haven't gotten the Venom Bow. But this is a gacha. This is a chest opening experience. I did get the Zapsicle, the first chest that I ever opened, but the Poison Bow I'm still waiting for. So it leaves that hope there for us to actually be able to get these weapons. And there's something about that type of gacha mechanic that's actually quite fun. So I'm looking forward to the moment where I'm gonna be able to open up one of these right here and get one of those rewards, which when we go back to the weapons, you will see that the Zapsicle and our Poison Bow, these are the ones that are the gacha mechanic. You have 3 paths. One is Techno Fist, one is Vibe Shifter, one is Lava Shield, and you have the 2 unlocks right off the bat, which is the Speed Shot and the Headbanger. Weapon mechanics, the way that they unlock, the whole unlock system, I really like it. Now we talked about those paths, so let me bring you guys into the shop. And over here, you could see the 3 paths, the Vibe Shifter, Lava Shield, and Techno Fist paths. They were all different in price. The Techno Fist was the most expensive, around $12. Lava Shield was like $9 or so, and the Vibe Shifter I think was $8. I guess it depends on what you get from it. I'm not sure why they're different in price, but they are. Is what it is. Buy them if you want to, you don't have to. Then you have these different cosmetic merch drops. I absolutely love this one. I think that the music behind it is cool. You buy these with MoGold. MoGold is a premium currency, but that you can get inside of the game for free. You could also buy MoGold if you want to. I love how they have a MoGold shop, and it's also worth noting that they are on timers. This one's on, a month-long timer. 0 of 15 collected. Please know that you can't choose what you get here. So let's say you want this ride or you want that outfit. They are the smallest chances of unlocking. The odds that you unlock them on your first pull are slim. And notice you only obtain one at a time. So you need, with 15 pulls, to collect everything at 30 mo gold per pull, you need 450 mo gold to guarantee that you're gonna unlock the thing that you want. So right here, I would want this. I think that it's awesome. I would want this. I like it quite a bit. And I would want this right here. I just love that headbanger, dizziest windmill. I want it, okay? It tells you the chance of pulling 2.2%. So I would have to pull to get there. The mechanic is cool. I like that it's with Mo Gold, which we can get for free, or that when you go to the bottom, you can buy it and the cost is right there. By the way, if you want to support a creator while you're in the shop, just come on over right next to the Mo Gold. You could throw in code ECHO. This directly supports my channel, and you could use code ECHO in all Supercell games. And if you do use code ECHO and support my channel, well, first of all, thank you. You would be invited to an exclusive chat, the code ECHO chat right here, just for using code ECHO in the game. After you make your first purchase inside of the game, you're invited to the chat, and you're there as long as you are active inside of the game and an active participant in the shop. You have other deals that drop, which can be for regular money. You have Manny's Remix, where you have your free things every day. You have your regular merch tokens or merch credits you can get things with, which drop easily inside of the game. And then we have these elite merch tokens, which I'll show you where you get them from as well, where you can use these credits and you can get these cosmetics. I quite like it, and you would guess they come from the Elite Hunter path. Keep in mind, this Elite Hunter path is completely free. It's not a paid path, and it does reward you with these merch elite credits, which you then buy those cosmetics with. Makes sense. So overall, as far as the shop goes, I love it. I think this is a key feature of Moco because they have stayed true to their cosmetic only monetization method. You can't buy power in Moco. All you can buy is cool looks. And I think that that is absolutely awesome. And throw us as many cosmetics as you want. Make them as expensive as you want. Make some that are super expensive that only the biggest spenders can buy. That's fine, as long as they don't hold any power. This is how Moco survives, through people wanting to have these cool cosmetics. And I think they've done a really nice job mixing up different ways, utilizing the elite merch credits, the regular merch credits, Mo Gold, which you can farm or which you can purchase. Just really well done with monetization and cosmetics. Now let's go on over and talk about cores, because this is something that's very different. While you play throughout the game, you're gonna have these upgrade cores drop. And essentially, these are things that you put inside of your weapons. As you can see, you come right on over here, you can put them inside of your weapons, and they give you boosts. All different types of boosts. In this case, I'm getting a damage boost. Now you can see there's 4 different tiers of cores. If we're looking at the damage cores, you have the semi-charged, which give you and your pets a 5% increased damage. You have the charged, which is 10%. You have the overcharged, 15%, and 20% for the mega charged. Like I mentioned, these do drop for free in gameplay. So the more you play, the more cores are going to drop. And you could fuse them to make stronger cores. So if I get 20 of these semi-charged, I can fuse them into 1 charged. And then when I get 10 charged, I can fuse them into 1 overcharged. And when I get 1 overcharged, I can fuse it into a mega charged. I like this. Why? You can't buy them, but you get rewarded with them with extensive gameplay. The more you play, the more chances you have of dropping these different types of cores and getting, a little bit more power for doing so. I think they did a nice job implementing power. Now notice my weapons, there's an arrow up. That means I can increase the core, and it looks like the increased core can be done in the vibe shifter. Notice right here, I have a semi-charged inserted, which is giving me increased speed by 7.5%, but I can come here and I can insert the charged, which is double that, 15% speed for your main attack. I'm gonna insert that one, and the cool thing is, if I insert it now, it's gonna remove the semi-charged and put it back into my collection. So notice I have 1 inserted. Let's insert this one right here. Now I have 1 available that I could use for upgrades. I've put a better core into my vibe shifter. The one that was in there wasn't just destroyed, it was put back into my collection, which I can then use to upgrade cores as I get more of them along the way. So I have one of these attack speed right now where I had 0 before. Once I get 20, I can upgrade it over into a charge. Pretty simple concept. I think it's really good. I like that it's not a paid mechanic. You also, by the way, can get it from the path. You get some of these along the way from the path as well. Notice you get the bundle of them, and this is not, the bundle of them is not paid. It's not in gold. The only things in gold are gonna be sprays, cosmetics themselves, more cosmetics, oh, and more cosmetics. Oh yeah, and a ride. Nothing that will bring you power. This is a good thing. Now let's be honest. Only time is going to tell if this is going to be a success or not. In the past, moco was really fun in the beginning, and then the grind became tedious and it was just not as rewarding, and people fell off. People stopped playing. Will time keep people invested in moco this time around? Will the activities dropping inside of the game be rewarding enough and fun enough and refreshing enough to keep players logging in every single day? I know now when I wake up in the morning, I jump right into moco. I want to see what the zone is for the day with the activities I have to do, and I want to see what the special activity is for the day. But is that going to be enough going forward? Is more needed in moco to give it that longevity that Supercell wants this game to be? It is out, it is official, it is launched. Moco has made it to that point, a successfully launched game that hopefully won't be killed like Squad Busters. Oh, and something I just forgot, you know, I was just offered to join a team. There's a cool team up feature right here as well, so you could jump into teams, create teams, join teams, and do any activities that you want to inside of the game. That mechanic is awesome, and while you're in your teams, you're actually able to swap out your weapon sets, and you could even swap out what activities you're doing without having to disband the team and start all over. It's really clean, much smoother, and I like it a lot. And something I don't miss are the abilities to swap in rings and different skills. I like that the builds are set. Now all you do inside of wardrobe is switch out the gear that you're wearing, switch out your rides, and really what you look like. That's it. And although it gives us less customization options for how we fight, the weapon build outs do that for us. And I thought that I'd be feeling like I missed it. But after playing, both when I was over at Supercell HQ and now today, I don't miss it at all. I actually like that I could just swap on the weapon set and get into battle, and I don't have to worry about my smart rings, and I don't have to worry about my skills, because really, we all just use the same ones anyways. I have one more piece of criticism here. The emotes. First of all, I really like the emote wheel. I like that you can customize it in any way that you want, with images, with dances, with words. That's cool. But what I don't love is that every single style you go to, you have to redo the emote wheel for. That's annoying. It's actually going to keep me from using the styles at all. I'm going to use the one style and keep the emote wheel the way that I like it. And if I ever want to change my style, I'll just change it on style 1. Because it's quite annoying to have to consistently redo the emote wheel. So my third critique would be make the emote wheel consistent across all of your styles and make it the same across all of them. I don't particularly want to have to redo it all the time. Now I do get it. I understand that maybe for different builds, you'd want different emotes because your job of that build is different. So maybe you'd want it to look a little bit different, but honestly, I think most people would be more frustrated with having to redo the emote wheel regularly than just to swap out the cosmetics. So for now, I'm going to use style 1 always. And if I want to switch out how I look, I'll switch out how I look like that. And it's a lot easier than having to switch out the emote wheel as a whole. So overall, I do believe we have a much better version of moco. Much easier for new players to jump into and understand. Much smoother of an experience. Just a better game overall. Nice job, Supercell. You did a great one with all of that. 3 areas of critique. Number 1, like I just mentioned, the emote wheel. Number 2, bring us an insanely powerful world boss where we get a notification on the top of the screen when it's there, and all players inside of moco can dive in and fight that thing. And that thing takes a lot, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't care, so long to fight. It's the battle that you've been waiting all week for. That should be inside of Moco, because that will be such a fun moment for all players. And my third critique was, when you're running through the world and you're on your mount, let us use our healing abilities without being dismounted. I think that would be a nice touch and just a smoother running around experience inside of Moco. And just looking at a few people from my Code Echo chat, it seems that most people are liking the new changes. And as we know from all Supercell games, the game is going to modify, change, improve, and evolve over time. We see that happening with all Supercell games. This is just the beginning. When you go inside of the portal now, this is just the start. And I think that it's only gonna get better. Let me know your thoughts about Moco. Have you played the new version? And if so, do you enjoy it? Supercell's listening. This is a community game built by the community. I mean, all credit goes to Supercell, but at least they listen to us. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more. We'll see you back in the next one.